concept of a seminar is for other artists from other places that most likely wouldn't get an opportunity to see you, to basically sit in and talk to you, and you can talk to them, explain it is exactly how you do what you do. I've done a couple in Germany, Austria, Luxembourg, but this is the first one here in France. Do I think I'm a good teacher? I think I'm a good talker. I don't know about a good teacher. It's a little bit more stressful than it is to be in front of just a bunch of strangers. And the TV shows they're not tattoo professionals. You know, the TV shows, they're for regular people. So when I speak on television, it's different than when I speak in front of my peers. And my peers are going to scrutinize everything I say. And when I'm bullshitting them, they know I'm bullshitting them. Regular TV people tend to not know they're being bullshitted. The language barrier is really weird, and it's difficult because I think some of my sense of humor, it tends to go kind of fast. And because we're waiting on a translation, it sometimes doesn't work out the way you hope it does. And I'm not 100% sure if everybody gets my sense of humor. A capo girl is it's pretty much it's a style. It's just a drawing done by me, I guess. Everybody's got a style in which they do, and I have been known to do the big eyes, the perky nose, and the little cut up cheeks, and just try to make things that are kind of cute and recognizable as my style. I think every great pinup artist, and I'm not calling myself a great pinup artist, but I think every great pinup artist before has always had a style, and they were recognizable for what they did. And that's what I want to be. I want to be recognizable for what I do. A good piece and a mediocre piece it's tough because I think for me I like to think of everything as good, I think that every now and again you capture a little bit of something, a little bit of spark of, almost like a spark of life, and that's really the most important thing. And that's why I like animation. I like animation because it's not reproducing, it's reproducing real life, but in a more exaggerated way. And I really love that. I mean, I've always been a big fan of cartoons and whatnot. And to be able to kind of bring that into the pinup and to my artwork, you get to push things a little bit further. And then to create a great tattoo, something that's solid, bright, and lifelike, but still keeping that comical animated edge that's perfect. That's almost perfect. The popularity of tattooing has been blowing up. I've been tattooing for 21 years now. And when I first got into the business, everybody said it's never gonna get bigger, it's never gonna get bigger, it's never gonna get bigger. It's been 21 years and it keeps getting bigger. I think what happens is when people start getting tattooed, you either get one little tiny tattoo and forget about it, or you get one nice size tattoo and then you get another nice size tattoo. And I think after you've reached a certain point where you get 2 or 3 tattoos, you most of the times just keep going, because it's like collecting. You just want more. And I think with tattooing, the fact that it's more people are getting tattooed, that's led to it being more socially acceptable, and that leads to more people getting tattooed. So it's kind of like just a round robin of events that just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And the more people that get into it, I don't see it ever really dying out, short of something tragic happening. And in all honesty, I don't see that happening either. I think that the individuals in this business are too respectful, and they're too responsible for the most part to allow that to happen. So. As far as people copying styles, and my style in particular, I think that, like I said, I want to be recognized as my style. I think I get nervous when I see individuals that are so talented, that have so much going for them, that copy a style, and they do it so well that it's almost impossible to tell who did what. Like, that makes me nervous, because I look at it from the standpoint of like, wow, that guy is so good. Why is he copying my style, and why is he doing it so well, to the point where people have a hard time figuring who did what. It's flattering to a degree, but by the same token, if you're that talented and you can copy somebody's style, create your own style. Do something that's that much more original than everybody else's. But I think in this business, people have a tendency to gravitate towards what's popular. So if one person makes something popular, it's easier for them to just do what that person does, as opposed to trying to think for themselves and do their own thing and create their own clientele based on that. And I think that's kind of a shame, because I think as artists, you should push yourself. You should push everybody around you to do more. I've been a bit of a traditionalist when it comes to tattooing, in the sense that I think things should be done a certain way. I think a tattoo should look like a tattoo. But at the same time, I like the fact that people push things. I just think that they should make the individuals that are getting the tattoos, these experimental tattoos, aware that these may not look good in 5 years. They may not look good in 10 years, you know? Everybody should know that. But the bigger this business gets and the bigger the clientele base gets, I think the less people care. I think they don't care about a long-lasting tattoo. They care about the artwork that they're wearing, whether it be good or bad. And again, I think it's a tightrope you walk on whether or not you experiment and not care about what happens in 5-10 years, or whether or not you stay traditional and you stay true to what you know is going to be a great tattoo. And you just try to work in a style that you know is going to work. And that's kind of where I am. I think I work in a style that I know is going to hold up well over time. And where I like seeing other people experiment, I like doing my own thing. I actually never intended to get into tattooing. It just kind of happened. I was working as an artist for a company in New York, and I had gotten my first tattoo from a local shop. One of the individuals there thought I'd make a good tattooer, and he pursued me to apprentice, and I turned him down. And I lost my job doing art for this company, and he kept in touch and asked me if I would apprentice. And at the time, it seemed like an interesting idea. It wasn't such, I didn't think it was a great idea, but I thought it was an interesting idea. It'd be something different. And the moment you get into tattooing, it kind of takes over, and it becomes your life. It's something that you are constantly learning. Even till this day, 21 years later, I still feel like I'm still learning. And it's never stopped. And it's incredibly interesting, it's incredibly entertaining, and it's incredibly challenging. And I think that's what's kept me just so interested in wanting to do it for so long. You know, that's the tragic thing about being known for something, of being known for a style, is the fact that that's what people ask for. Every now and again, people are just like, well, you only do the same thing, you only do the same thing. And it's like, there's a reason for that. It's because people keep asking for the same thing. It comes a point where the businessman steps in and you say, this is what people want, this is what's making you money, this is what's keeping you busy. Do it. You know, when it gets to a point that I'm completely over it, I will stop. I will say, no, enough's enough. I just hope I have something else to work on that will fill that void. The fact is, it's a business. I mean, as much as I love the art of tattooing, and I do look at it as somewhat art, I also look at this as a business, and I look at this as a personal service business. So when someone comes to me asking for something that is my style, yes, I'm going to do it, and I'll be happy to do it. And how do you thumb your nose at people that want what you do because you're bored of it? You know, it's a scary. It's like I said. It's a tightrope. You know, you just try to make the right decisions at the right time. The other thing is, it's a challenge no matter what. I mean, even it's the same thing I draw over and over and over again. Every day is still a challenge. You know, and the older I get, the more of a challenge it seems to become. Just because you've been tattooing for 21 years does not make you the best, and it sure as hell doesn't make it any easier than it was 20 years ago.